Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be going over a brand new map change which is consistent and also going into a storyline theory which I have. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 video today. We've got map changes and storyline content all in today's video. So I've got some really awesome concepts to start with, and it all links together really. So I think we'll start with the map changes and then we'll jump into the storyline content, which is pretty interesting as well. But before we jump straight into that, I just want to give shout outs to everybody who's been tweeting me at postboxpat. Now, to be honest, I've had so many tweets over Christmas. I want to say thanks to everybody who's been supporting me. It's near enough impossible to physically put every single person on this kind of video right now, but if you guys want to use my supporter creator code, feel free to go and do that, and then send me a tweet at postboxpat. I'll be sure to give you a like or a retweet on there, and also I will add you into these videos if you get selected. Now, to get selected, it's just completely random, and I can't always add everyone, but I try my best. I want to thank everybody who has been supporting me. Much respect to everybody out there, and thank you very much. So if you guys would like to support me, remember to go and use my code postboxpat and send me a tweet. But let's jump straight into this and show you guys exactly what is going on with the map changes. I hope you all had a great Christmas, and here we are with the first map change. So it's actually over at Polar Peak. Now, what we've actually got is in this section over here, you can actually get inside the first area over here. Now, to do that, you just simply go inside the castle, go down the stairs, and you can see that it is actually melting right now. Now, if you haven't already seen the leaked footage, which is actually inside this area, I will display some screenshots from that right now for you guys. You can see that we have some sort of eggs going on, and kind of like dragon eggs maybe potentially. I know a lot of people have been sharing this around. Pretty interesting. A few screenshots there that have been sent to me. It's kind of like an inside glitch where someone got inside the iceberg, inside the building, and it is that we do have some sort of monster slash egg type thing maybe coming into Battle Royale. Now, one thing that is interesting about this is we have these chests located right here. So these chests clearly indicate that this room is going to open up, and we're going to discover that there's going to be some sort of eggs or something else maybe that's placed on there that we just can't see in the replay mode. We just don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be interesting because obviously the area is opening up. Now, we also have this sector here which is glitched out, which kind of indicates to me that maybe in the future Polar Peak could actually all fall down to this level. So maybe these monsters that are situated underneath this castle, or dragons as people are saying, which is highly unlikely, but whatever is located under this castle, it could be dragons. I don't like to say it's highly unlikely because it is likely, but some sort of monster you can clearly see that is going to be coming out of this castle. We even have a bottom section to the castle right here where the door actually leads in, and inside of here is where the eggs are actually located. We can actually see the eggs from underneath right now in the replay mode. You can see them on screen right now, hitting through the floor. So interesting stuff. We know that this is going to get revealed very, very soon. This is slowly melting. This ice cube right here that you can see is slowly getting smaller and smaller every single second. And you can see here we've got a few render glitches there going on with it. I actually got inside of it there. It's really glitchy, the replay mode in this Polar Peak, because obviously it's in real time. So some real stuff is going on with it, and we're definitely going to see some sort of crazy changes happening to Polar Peak in the next few days. I don't even know I can glitch in here, but we are really glitching out all over the place right now. Even in that sector right now, it's blocked off. So got some glitchy stuff going on there in Polar Peak. But what I'm trying to get at is eventually I believe that this entire mountain of ice, this huge iceberg, at first it's going to be this sector that melts. Obviously when I zoom further out, you can see that this kind of like peaky area is kind of just attached to it. There isn't really anything holding it. So as time goes, this is obviously connected to this iceberg here. And I personally feel like all this is going to fall down, and we're just going to be left with this iceberg here, and we're going to be left with this kind of area with lots of ruins and stuff. Obviously we're going to get ruins. It's not just going to be like the entire castle and stuff. So I feel like that's what's going to happen here. The whole castle is going to collapse, and it's going to be turned into kind of like an abandoned rubble area, which leads on to my next part of the video, which is actually the theory part of the video, which we'll get into in a minute regarding storyline changes and stuff. What's going on here with the sound, making a weird sound. Hold on, let me just fix that. So I just fixed the in-game noise. Sometimes the replay mode does that where it glitches out and starts kind of like making some weird sounds, and it's kind of like winding backwards, but it doesn't actually wind backwards. A bit weird. But yeah, you can see here in the replay mode, the rendering of it isn't very cool at all. You really are glitching out. It is really extremely glitchy. But yeah, you get the idea of it. It's pretty cool. I really do like it. I'm really hyped for it. And you can see where the castle is actually going to come from and what we are going to get. So interesting to note this and see all this, but it's definitely cool knowing that the iceberg eventually will melt and something is going to happen. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that. Let's move on from here to the next theory which I've got for you guys, which is actually regarding the fish stick skin. Now, if you guys don't already know, there's a huge theory going around about kind of like the AQUA type thing be coming into Fortnite Battle Royale, maybe even for the next season or a future kind of theme for a battle pass. And obviously because the whole area is full of ice, it's pretty obvious to assume that when ice melts, it turns into water, which we have out there. And we could probably get some sort of underwater type section or water area, should I say, over by Greasy Grove. Especially when this iceberg melts, we can assume it's going to be huge floods everywhere, lots of water. It's even in the perfect shape really for a water environment. Like when you actually check out the map, we have a perfect map for kind of like a water combat type system being put into the game. Now that again is debatable and probably won't get added, but it's a theory that I have because why am I trying to support this, which we'll get back to the theory in a moment about the map changes and how it could affect it. But look on screen right now, here are a few screenshots that hint towards a AQUA type theme. We have a few different sprays there that you guys can see that are water themed. We even have a snowman which is slightly melting as well. We have a sun in the sky, and you know Epic do hint things through their battle pass and item shop and challenges and stuff. They have done that in the past, so you can see there on screen we have 5 things in total. And then recently we had the fish stick as well, and there is also rumored to hopefully be another AQUA themed skin. I think it's rumored to be maybe some sort of starfish / octopus. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I reckon there probably will be a skin coming very soon which is related to a fish themed. So that's where I'm getting at with that, and that's what I mean. When all this melts and when something does happen in the game, maybe it rains, maybe something happens to cause a flood, obviously ice melts. So you look at this land here and the whole thing is ice. Now, I don't believe that all of it's ice. Some of it underneath must be kind of solid ice. It's just not going to melt. It's going to be there all year round. But there are sections of it that will melt. And when ice melts, it melts. There are positions that maybe don't look too icy, like this bridge here kind of looks like it's got kind of a stone structure on it. So maybe these are mountains covered in ice. We don't 100% know. But you look at the map, the way it's built right now, it's a perfect kind of texture or perfect position for some sort of water themed kind of area, which would be over here in all this kind of space that I'm flying around in right now. It's dead space in the map currently, but allows us to have a water themed area. Now obviously the map would have to somehow die off or build up some sort of wall around here maybe to keep it water themed, or maybe have it so it just ends up like getting smaller and smaller and eventually it gets to Greasy Grove and it's kind of like a waterfall or something in this sector here that goes into Greasy, and that will allow us for kind of like an AQUA area in Fortnite Battle Royale and in even AQUA content. So you know, when I say AQUA content, I mean like, you know, we had the planes as a vehicle. Maybe you could drive some sort of water vehicle, or there's something that you can do to swim. Maybe the mechanics get put in for that, because we've had a lot of mechanics recently added to Fortnite. Who says they couldn't add swimming? It's clearly possible. If they can add flying and add all these other things into Fortnite, we can assume that they can definitely add a water type combat system into Fortnite. So it's possible that Epic Games could add something like this. It's not as simple as just suddenly going, right, water combat, here it is. We know that Epic have had a few different combat type systems at the moment. We have the brand new combat with the actual plane itself, which is interesting combat entirely, and we also have a different combat type thing when we're using the low gravity game mode. That works out pretty well. So it works out nicely and it will fit the game pretty well. We could even have a water area over by Dusty, so I don't know if it could be a giant wave, maybe something melting, maybe a huge storm that causes these areas to turn into a water area, but it will make sense, and we will probably see Epic doing something like this, because generally, look at the things that Epic have done so far. The first natural disaster we had was a meteor. Then we had some sort of natural disaster from a cube, which was more scientific based and kind of storyline based and not really real, as in like a meteorite was. And then we also had the cube event and stuff, again wasn't really real, fantasy type thing. Next thing we had was a huge iceberg crashing straight into the map. Pretty realistic if you ask me, and it causes to melt, which again could be realistic. And obviously this AQUA type theme of stuff, if it did get added in, would be a little bit fantasy based. You could even have it so, you know, the zones where the cube were, if you guys remember the bits where the gravity would drop, where the cube ruins were. So for example, I think there was one located by Fatal Fields right here around this area here. So the gravity area was here, and if you know, if you ran through it, it'd like keep you really like bouncy and springy with low gravity, a little bit like you've got the hot rocks activated. And we saw a few league play type stuff when the tournaments are on, with some people getting flying up to the sky and stuff when it actually kind of activates, which was pretty interesting. But you get the idea where I'm coming at. It would be easy for them to activate a underwater type combat, which would work pretty well. You could even have it so everyone can breathe underwater somehow. It's like a magical thing that gets added to the Fortnite world. It's not real life. They had a cube roll around the entire map crushing stuff. So if you guys think that Fortnite is realistic, let's just think about that for a second. It's not. And that's what gives us the awesome idea that basically where Epic could go with the future of this game, having a fantasy based underwater type thing. We'll just show you guys a little screenshot of my fish stick skin just so you guys know what I'm looking at, a little bit of a dance with it and stuff, where I'm trying to get with this aqua theme. If you actually look at the fish stick skin and look at his bat bling, it's actually kind of like a tank that allows him to breathe maybe in the air. Maybe he's meant to be underwater. I feel like Epic are hinting something here. It might not be this season, but it could be seasons to come in the future. Epic always like to hint stuff. They even hinted stuff with the iceberg a while ago with NASA on their Twitter. So they do hint a lot of stuff, and it would just make perfect sense if they introduced it. Recently, I actually got this skin as well, which is a really cool skin. The Eon skin, actually I really like. Nice little skin. But let me show you guys the recent fish stick skin I bought, which was here. I just thought it was funny, so that's why I bought it. And I've got the bat bling for it, which is located. Let me just find a bat bling for it if I can find it. There, I've got so many bat blings. Let's see if I can notice it. I'm pretty sure it should be around this section. It was a common, should be, there it is, the fish stick bat bling. So you can see here this bat bling actually allows him to breathe out in the air. It has kind of like water and it keeps him supplied, which is pretty cool, which could hint to us that we are going to be getting some sort of water theme. Maybe it's the battle pass or an in-game thing. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this, and if you haven't already, go and use support creator code postboxpat in the item shop and support me as your creator. Show some respect to my channel and tweet me at postboxpat. Would be awesome if you guys could really go and do that. It just makes me proud to say that I've got people out there who actually want to support this channel and support my content, and it makes me happy. So thank you very much, guys, for everyone who has been supporting me. If you haven't already, go out there, support me, and show people who you are supporting. It would be awesome if you could tweet me by doing that. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.